Yo, mic check. Microphone check, 1 2.
Mic check, 1 2.
How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good, bro. How you going?
I'm good. Album on the way?
Yeah, man. Album's coming out 21st of April, so it's not too long away. This is the first. We're about to listen to the first single of it, which is very exciting. Dropped on Friday.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I have heard this once in my own time already, but it'd be good to go back over and give it like a proper listen, because I think my listen was kind of like a loose kind of, oh yeah, mad, but didn't really sit down and properly give it a go. So it'd be nice to do this.
Break it down.
Yeah, time to break it down. So yeah, on the rise. So how many tracks have you got on this album?
So this album has 12 tracks, and there's 11 songs and one little instrumental interlude thing that I've done with my mate Damesa, he's pretty much scratching on the whole album. But yeah, on this interlude, he's just scratching on that, and I've produced the beat, and it's a little bit of a... Yeah, I mean, the whole album's a bit of a celebration of Tasmania and stuff in general, but the interlude sort of more so than any other track, except for this one potentially, because this one is the big Tassie anthem.
I like it. So did you know that you wanted to make this one of your lead singles off the bat, or was that decision kind of made later down the line?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. I mean, there was a fair few tracks that probably could have been a lead single, but I did feel like this one was a good one to kick it off with, because it is, so much just like all about Tassie, kind of bigging up the whole crew, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a good way to set the tone, set the pace for the album.
Nice. All right. So yeah, on the rise.
Right.
Yeah, man. Let's start playing this.
Hey. Tassie hip hop, we're on the rise now. So check your wristwatch, cause it's that time now. So when our shit drops, we'll never pop down. Pass that mark now, get hot and swing your pints down. Tassie hip hop, we're on the rise now. So check your wristwatch, cause it's that time now. So when our shit drops, we'll never pop down. Pass that mark now, get hot and swing your pints down.
Okay, so straight off the bat, just huge energy. Is that like the whole idea with this? Is just to get everyone G'd up kind of energy?
Pretty much, bro. I think kind of going into this album, I really wanted to write bangers that were fun to perform live, because I think historically a lot of my songs have been sort of more on that dusty boom bap, just like rap gymnastics for the sake of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like, there's like some rap nerd part of me that loves doing that shit, but then like I'll do them live and I'm like, these really aren't that fun to do live, you know what I mean? And they're not as engaging. So I wanted to make some like hard, hectic bangers that would be fun to do live, and just kind of anthems, bro. And that was the idea going into this.
Yeah, I hear it. There's definitely songs that sound better when you're like alone, or sound better when you're at a party, but performing it, there's certain songs that just feel good to perform versus others. And also just crowd interaction.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't know who you are and they were listening to you for the first time, how does that go down with the crowd, versus something that it sounds way better when the whole audience do know it? Like, there's so many dynamics that you have to think about when you are an artist, So 100% I get the idea of making a song for the purpose of performing.
Yeah, just big, especially with the chorus, big, obnoxious, fucking staunch.
Just fuck off energy. Yeah.
We've been at this shit a minute now, killing sounds with a roster too long for a list to count. When that kick will bounce, suckers go and hit the ground. When I spit the crowds with energy like I've sniffed an ounce, I'll call out.
You produced this, right?
I did, yeah.
What is that sound that? It sounds like almost like a car horn almost.
When that kick will bounce, suckers go and hit the ground.
Dun.
Oh, that's just like a really... it's got a bit of reverb on it, but it's just a really dirty bass patch. I think it might actually be a Serum patch. I don't know if you know Serum, but yeah, it's a synthesizer. It's a really good soft synth, but I think that's a Serum patch.
So just to match the energy of this track, just fuck off, synthesizer energy.
I wanted to just be barking in the
What do you know about your 808s and bass lines barking? Yeah, what do you know about that?
Now killing sounds with a roster too long for a list to count. When that kick will bounce, suckers go and hit the ground. When I spit the crowds with energy like I've sniffed an ounce, I'll call out these loud mouths that wanna spit out crock of shit. And if the shoe fits, I'ma tell them put a sock in it.
Big Grills on the cosign for this one.
Big Grills. Yeah, Grills he's like the godfather of Aussie hip hop, really, man. Like, and especially in Tasmania, he's
100
massively influential, and he's been a big mentor for me too. So I felt only right to get him front and center in the clip, and Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a cosign for sure, and you know, it's the type of track this is like all about Tassie hip hop. I can't not have Grilly.
Yeah. I mean, that is Tassie hip hop. You know what I mean? Yeah. 100%. Big shout out to Grills, man. Big shout out.
Unless they wanna see defeat, make them kick it. You got that tongue flapping like your shoelaces missing. I'm just passively flexing on humanity.
All right, we got shoe bars.
We got
trainer
shoe bars,
flapping like the
brother.
shoelaces missing. I get it. It.
Kick it, you got that tongue flapping like your shoelaces missing. I'm just passively flexing on humanity, charging to the front line, battling with the cavalry with a sense of enemy. Any enemy gets it, insensitive, incendiary, pen a venomous message. Yeah, I stand behind the collective and fan the fire, keep the band to thrive, and we're ramping it up and out.
Yeah, so you've mixed in like the photos into this one. You've got tons of people in the back of this video, man.
Bro. Yeah, this was a good time, a really good time. Obviously, we had to repaint the whole lounge room after we shot it for obvious reasons, and reasons that will be made more clear as the track unfolds. But yeah, I kind of got the whole crew involved for this. I wanted to get just as many people in there as I could, and it was good, man. It was really nice that the crew rolled through for this.
Yeah, and just to make it clear, this is your place. This is your studio place.
This is my house in Hobart. So that lounge room has been the setting of many clips.
Yeah, I'm blessed and fortunate enough to say like I've been there as well. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Yeah,
the
man.
pawn store penthouse.
Yeah.
We live above a sex
If
shop.
you know, you know.
Amplify all these pansies whine about their self-inflicted habits, crying in the blandest rhymes with less to say than a pantomime. Tassie hip-hop, we're on the rise now, so check your wristwatch, cause it's our time now. So when our shit drops, we'll never pipe down. Pass that mark now, get hot, then swing your pints down. Tassie hip-hop, we're on the rise now, so check your wristwatch, cause it's our time now. So when our shit drops, we'll never pipe down. Pass that mark now, get hot, then swing your pints down.
Yeah, so like this track is a track where I don't know if I will listen to this in my own time. But I really, really want to see you perform it live, just to see that live energy of it. And maybe that will make me appreciate it even more, you know?
I feel like this too, the appeal of this track is particularly for Tasmanians, you know what I mean? Like, so I guess it does have potentially limited appeal for the rest of Australia, but I don't know, maybe not. But yeah,
I say it can branch out wider than that. I just, again, everyone has their own taste and everything. Just I feel like certain songs need to be appreciated in certain environments, and I feel like this will be appreciated most as you've intended it for to be at a live show or at leaving a live venue. Just as a whole,
100%,
you know.
man,
Whereas there's other tracks that sound so much better just by yourself, headphones in your room type vibe, like, and that's where it kind of certain things flourish. But yeah, your intention is to make this for live shows, and yeah, that's definitely the vibe I get from this.
From the south to the north side, raw rhymes course to us all like the force. We keep it flawless and flaunt it for sport, cause these are war times where thought crimes are swords. So jump aboard if you've sourced any foresight, and watch us courtside as we storm through the doors. We won't be waiting for years to call us a door, we'll just take it by force, pry it all from your claws.
You got a lot of imagery going on here, thoughts of swords and
on my maybe on my Wu-Tang steez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's that was sort of meant to just be some very sort of like, you know, image provoking, some really hard sort of imagery, really. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, just aggressive braggadocio. We're coming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pop on the rise.
Talk your shit. Yeah.
Tassie's got that skill and he peers forever fearing dead. He's peeling back the band-aid so us can begin at sealing me and Cal. Hold it down with the mix engineering, and Da Vinci makes the best beats you will ever hear, and aims at kills with the wheels, so still in his clutches, and no one's game to battle if it's with Grilla or Tunners. And if you wanna clash with Wombat, then that's fatal, and no one can rap like Azrael or Max Bladel.
I love all the shout outs, all the homage that you're paying to other people.
That's it.
Is that important to you to, you know, show love and pay homage to other people?
100%, man. Like, I for people who don't know, I do a lot of recording and mixing and engineering work in Tassie, as well as videography work. So a lot of the people I've shouted out here have either been people I've worked a lot with, or just big influences and people who are, important to me as far as Tassie hip hop goes. And also just like people who are making really big moves in Tassie hip hop. I think that's the main sort of motivation, because there's a million people I could have shouted out and I would have loved to shout out. But sort of I've tried to kind of cover my bases a bit here. So I've got like the battle rap, obviously Dunners and Grills, smash that. Producing, I think Da Vinci is one of the best beat makers in Australia, hands down. If you haven't heard Da Vinci, suss out Dundee's Pelican LP and Greeley's Apple Child and couple of other ones. He's done a lot of awesome stuff. And yeah, me and Callum do a lot of mixing and engineering. So shouted him out too. And yeah, Danny obviously has been making massive moves with the putting Tasmanian Aboriginal culture on the map too. So I thought that was really important to shout her out. But yeah, that's sort of like, yeah, I'm going to offend people that I didn't shout out, but you know,
but no, it comes from a place of love. And yeah, again, there's so many people that we can thank and in this industry and just in life in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it'd be impossible to go through absolutely everyone.
Yeah,
and, you know, but no, definitely much love to the people who are mentioned and what they've done, because yeah, that's just a handful of people who are doing amazing things within their own lanes and in their own fields, you know.
Bro.
And at some point you've cross paths, and yeah, that's why they're mentioned. No, 100.
As a hip hop, we're on the rise now. So check your wristwatch, cause it's that time now. So when our shit drops, we'll never pop down. Pass that mark now, get hot, then swing your pints down. As a hip hop, we're on the rise now. So check your wristwatch, cause it's that time now. So when our shit drops, we'll never pop down. Pass that mark now, get hot, then swing your pints down.
Hey, with the scratches.
Bring the skills back.
And this isn't the only track off your project where you're gonna have scratches.
No,
and
it's definitely not.
Yeah,
man. That's my bro Damesa from Tassie. He's honestly like one of the best scratch DJs in Australia, easily. And I'm lucky enough to have him on pretty much every track on my album, which is really cool. Except for one track which I've got Must Volkov from Melbourne scratching on, which was a really good one. He's also one of my favorite producers. So there's a lot of scratching on the album.
Yeah.
That's definitely me just paying homage to like classic hip hop.
Yeah, given that more traditional hip hop feel.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So you've mixed like not only traditional hip hop, but then obviously a newer, more modern sound and like your own take. So it's a mix of different styles and different components put together then.
Yeah, I really got a kick out of mixing the old and the new there. You know, like really sort of modern production and mixing and everything like that. But yeah, with those classic hip hop elements in there, I thought that was a big sound, I think, in the album. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Almost a little bit of G-funk going on there as well.
Yeah.
There's the album.
April 21st, let's go.
April 21st, not far away at all.
Nah, it's exciting, man.
I feel like I want to pause on that Tasmanian hip hop collective right there, THC. Big up to THC every time.
Word up.
So how many more singles have you got coming?
So the next one to drop is on the 7th of April, and that's a track I've got with Grills. So it's just me and him going back and forth. It's actually co-produced by a fella from Sydney called Jimmy the Gent, who's a legendary producer. He's actually the only other producer I've got on the album. So he co-produced the beat with me. And it's just me and Grills going back and forth. We have, I don't know how many bars, but it's a lot. Yeah. And a guy from Greece called Stavros, who's now living in Melbourne. He did the video for us, and it's sick, real old school, sort of high focus vibes, you know? Yeah, I'm keen for that one to come out. And then after that, 2 weeks later, the album drops. So with the album dropping, there'll be a single as well with a music video that I shot with Uncle Sam from Perth. So that's going to drop on the day the album drops.
Damn, so you're going statewide with this. We got Sydney, we got Melbourne, we got Perth, we got everyone involved with this.
That's it, man. Yeah. It's definitely been cruising around a bit, trying to network as much as I can with the rest of Australia. It's
nice. And I know you mentioned earlier today when we was walking around, it's not just other producers and other artists, there's also like other just musicians as a whole, just also playing their part within, even if it's just one component or whether they've done more. Like, talk on that a little bit. What's that like working with just a bunch of different people on this whole project?
So aside from actually, I don't think I mentioned any of the features yet. Hey, so I've got, as far as rappers, I've got Wombat. He features on a track, which is probably the first track I actually had finished for the album, which is really cool. Really dope to have Wombat on there. And I've got Greeley on 2 tracks. I've got a fella from up north called Jester Dharma. And then I've got Denny. I've got my bro Azrael. And I've got a singer called Crystal Sky, who's really, really dope. And yeah, like I said, I got Damesa scratching on heaps of tracks. I got Musty on there. I've got a saxophone player who's amazing, man. He's from Hobart and he's ripping it up on 2 tracks, which is really sick. I've got a really, really dope jazz pianist on there as well, which is sick. And I've got my mate Ayo playing guitar. I've got a whole bunch of musos on there, man. It's a big family affair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you feel like with working with so many different people, it brings the best out of you?
I think it does, and I always feel like collaboration is the most fun you can have in music. Can be frustrating, but it's also definitely the most rewarding when it comes together well. And I think, pretty much every track on here that I've got someone in the studio with me. It's been a great time. It's been a great experience, and I think we've got a really dope product out of it. Yeah. So nice. Definitely.
Oh, nice, man. It's good to see you got so many people working on this. Yeah, man. Any last shout outs to give?
Oh man, shout outs to everyone in Tassie doing hip hop, and also to the rest of Australia too, but particularly massive shout outs to THC in Tasmania.
Big ups each and every time. Boom.
Yeah.